Hello friends, 3,562 subscribers and fellow survivors of narcissistic abuse. Welcome back to Diary of a Narcissist Ex-Wife. My name is Meredith and these are my true stories, thoughts, and opinions. So first, I've lost like 30 subscribers. I don't know why. All I can tie it to is when I said that if you're with a narcissist, you should get the fuck out. And after that, I started losing some subscribers, and I guess maybe some people were offended by that. But listen, I'm sorry if I framed it in a way that offended you, but if you are with a narcissist, you need to get out. One lady made a comment on that video that she had to become homeless to get rid of her narcissist. But she said, I'm free. It was worth it to her, even to become homeless. And I just have to think on my life since I left him, and I've had some really tough times. But when I think about going through those tough times with him in my life, I can't imagine how I would have been able to survive going through those tough times with him in my life. So I am so glad that I got out of his life and he got out of my life. And hopefully, if you are with a narcissist, it's not permanent. Please don't make it be permanent. Your life will be so much better if you get that person out of it, especially if it's a husband. If it's a child, I don't know how I would be able to do that. I had one lady comment, about how her daughter was a narcissist. She hasn't spoken to her in 15 months, and it's just too painful to talk about. And I can't imagine not ever speaking to my child again and being happy about it. But I cannot speak to my ex-husband ever again and be very, very happy about it. So anyway, there were a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about today. I've been wanting to make this video for a while and I thought now might be a good time to do it with everybody stuck at home and there's not anything new coming out on TV. Watch some YouTube. I have found another narcissist, not me, on YouTube, and I want you all to check him out. His name is Onision. It's spelled Onision. He's been on YouTube since like 2006, and he's famous for this video he made where he was dancing around in a banana suit singing "I'm a Banana," and it went viral. And he has like over 1 million subscribers, and the majority of them are like 15 and 16-year-old kids. So the way he came to my attention was I watch a show on YouTube called Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. And Chris Hansen has been investigating him. And the things I have found out about this Onision character have just led me to believe that he is a narcissist. And I want you all to check out his videos while you're on lockdown and if maybe don't have anything to do, and tell me what you think. So here's what I know about him. So he was in the Air Force. He got kicked out or left the Air Force or something because he didn't want to kill a rabbit when he was in Special Forces training is the story. Well, anyway, he's a YouTuber. He's been on there since about 2006. He was married to this girl named Sky, and then he met one of his fans named Shiloh. Okay, I'm going to talk about the two relationships that I know the most about, Shiloh and Kai. All right, so he meets Shiloh. She was like a 16-year-old girl. She was a pop star in Canada. And so she was a fan of his YouTube channel, and apparently they got to chatting through the YouTube channel, and then they started Skyping each other every single day, and they were talking on Skype for like 8 to 10 hours a day. And meanwhile, he's still married, but I think now he's in the process of trying to get rid of his wife because he's told Shiloh that he's in love with her. So now he's decided he's going to get rid of his wife, Sky. So Shiloh is in Pennsylvania. I don't know if it was for a show or something like that, but she was in Pennsylvania with her mother. He lives in Washington State. He flies to Pennsylvania to meet her for the very first time, comes to her in her hotel room and says to her, I guess it's the first words he ever spoke to her in person, "I can't wait to get you pregnant." And so then I guess her mom called hotel security or the police, and they came and made him leave. He apparently already had camera equipment set up. You know how narcissists are just such freaks sexually. They like to film sex. They like to watch porn. They will try to convince you to let them take pictures of you naked. Don't ever do any of that stuff, because you're not going to be with this man for the rest of your life, okay? And you certainly don't want him to have any blackmail material on you. So don't do any of that stuff. I don't think that I did any of that stuff. I'm hoping I didn't do any of that stuff. I'm pretty sure I didn't do any of that stuff, but I'm just worried that maybe it's some of the stuff that I've blocked out, because I've told y'all I don't remember a lot of the day-to-day details about that relationship because it was just so horrific. And I guess I could go into therapy and retrieve those memories, but I just don't think I want to, so I'm not going to unless somebody makes me. So back to Shiloh. All right, so then he goes back to Washington State. She's based somewhere in Canada. I don't know what city. Toronto maybe, I don't know. Just throwing that out there. So his name is like really Greg, but he sometimes goes by James. He switches his names, so he's going by James right now, I think, but he was Greg at this time. So he flies to whatever city she lives at in Canada, rents an apartment there, and as soon as she is old enough, he has sex with her. In fact, I think he went to Pennsylvania with her initially to have sex with her, and he checked to see what the age of consent was in Pennsylvania before he went there, I guess to see if it would be okay for him to screw her legally. So anyway, he rents this apartment. They become really, really close. Slowly, he isolates and alienates her from her parents. And the minute she turns 18 years old, he moves her to Washington State with him. All right, so he's completely isolated and alienated her from her family. So they're in this relationship. He's a YouTuber. She's in his YouTube videos. She had been a pop star in Canada. Now she's concentrating just on doing YouTube videos with him. That's become her career. And gradually he is defeminizing her in some of the videos. He shaved her head. He shaved her head while they were having sex. That was one of the things he did to devalue her. So he did that. I mean, he totally defeminized her. She wore just boy-looking clothes, and she's a really, really cute girl. I don't know why he does that, but that's obviously something with him, because the wife that he has right now is now apparently trans. So it's definitely a reaction to him, something he does or says. Who knows what it can possibly be, because you don't ever really know how bad these people are unless you're alone with them behind closed doors. So anyway, but he made her sleep on the floor outside the door of his office so that she would be right there anytime he wanted to have sex. And he wanted to have sex like 8 times a day. So she had to sleep there on the floor right outside the office. And when he called her, she had to be there ready to I wanted to say the 2 words that rhyme, but either intercourse or fellatio whenever he wanted her to. So, yeah, and then there's also a video of him. She was making a video. She's got on clown makeup, and it looks like her neck is slashed in it or something. And so there's a video of him throwing candy corn at her, and he's doing it pretty hard. And it's hurting her, and she says that it's hurting her. And he just says to her, "No one will ever know how much I abuse you." And you should just see the look in her face. It's a look that I am sure was on my face so many times. So let's see. And well, one more thing I wanted to say about Shiloh, and then I guess I'm going to cut this short because this has gotten a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So he actually made a video. Shiloh had a seizure because of stress, and he filmed it instead of calling the doctor or 911 or something. He filmed it and didn't ever call anybody. Oh, also, he got her pregnant. The baby died in utero. She didn't know it until she had a ultrasound. And so the baby had died. He would not take her to the doctor to have the baby removed. And she was Canadian. She didn't have American health insurance. So she had to go back to Canada to get the dead baby taken out of her. Luckily, while she was there, her mother took her passport, hid it, didn't let her go back to Canada, and that's how she got away from him. But that's okay. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to tell you. Ever since Chris Hansen has been investigating him, he has been having narcissistic meltdowns, and he's making videos of them, and he's putting them on YouTube, okay? And, I mean, in these videos, he cries, and he throws himself around, and he fakes, gagging and coughing, and, oh, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. You've got to see it. It's like it's a narcissistic meltdown to the extreme. And he films them. And one day he put up like 15 videos. He was putting up like a video every hour or something. He's totally losing it. He's being investigated. He's not in control of things. And he's spiraling further and further out of control. And I want you to check him out and let me know what you think. Onision, Onison. And since this video has gotten so long, I guess I'm going to be having to make a series about these too. And next time I will talk about his spouse, Kai. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I might have another video in me tomorrow. Who knows? I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.